My name is Jerry Foley, and in the spring of 1995, I succeeded Hal Gurney as the director of Late Show. Prior to that, I was the show's technical director for 5 years. You do the math on this, it's 25 years of late-night television working for David Letterman. So one of my responsibilities would be to cue people on and off during a comedy segment or a talk segment. And on this particular day, we had the actor Anne Heche talking to Dave. And backstage was a guy named Richard Hatch, who was one of the original contestants on Survivor, and he was distinguished by his desire to walk around naked. So the writers had the idea that during the Anne Heche segment, we would send out a naked man to interrupt her.
So we're learning.
And how is Alec Baldwin? Is he great?
Holy cow!
What?
Holy cow!
Oh, gee.
I am a married woman!
Oh, my God.
I am a married woman! This is too much! This is, help me! Help me, help me, Dave! Oh my gosh! No, I can't!
Get out of here!
Please!
Go.
Oh no!
Get him out of here!
Oh, help me! Ow!
Get him
Too much! Holy cow! What are you doing to me? Oh, what are you doing? Excuse me, sir. I thought we were on a proper show here, for goodness sakes alive. I didn't know you did that kind of
There's
thing.
your popsicle.
In the stunt category is Felipe Petit, the wire walker, who most people know from walking in between the two towers of the World Trade Center. Felipe had the idea of walking on a cable across Broadway, which is as good as it sounds. And the city of New York was not high on the idea of a guy walking across Broadway on a cable, because if he fell in the street, it wouldn't be good for tourism. And they insisted on an airbag. Felipe didn't want the airbag, and as a director, I didn't want the airbag either, because what fun is that if there's no suggestion of danger? So there was a big blowout meeting with the city, and the authority figure, the commissioner, said no walk without an airbag. And at that moment, where it got really tense, she had to take a call and left the room. And when she left the room, Felipe leaned over to me and said, "Give them the bag. It will do nothing if I fall." one of the great things that Dave was able to do is find ordinary, everyday characters and turn them into celebrities or recurring characters on our show. And two of my favorite people are Pat Farmer and Kenny Sheehan, who are actual Broadway stagehands. And two of our writers, Carter Bays and Craig Thomas, at the time figured out that you could get written transcripts of the Oprah Winfrey Show. And what's really interesting is when you take the written word and have it read by two Broadway stagehands, well, then it takes on an entirely different life.
Woo-hoo. We've been in a tizzy around here preparing for our special guest. The queen of good things is here. Please welcome Martha Stewart.
Thank you, Oprah.
Martha, I understand you have two charming new centerpiece ideas that are easy and inexpensive.
All you need is an old sugar ball or a French jelly jar.
Brilliant.
Take something like a gardenia, just put it in water. It's so easy.
Yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw. I'm having a Martha moment. Now, when it comes to appreciating the good things in life, nothing lifts your spirits more than your cuddly companions.
My pets are fluffy, furry, and lovable.
That's beautiful, Martha.
If you'd like to order a written transcript of Pat and Kenny read Oprah transcripts, write to us at 1697 Broadway, New York, 10019. And be sure to look for PK, the Pat and Kenny magazine, on newsstands everywhere.
In 1994, Johnny Mosley won the gold medal in men's moguls, and he was nicknamed by David Letterman Johnny Big Air Mosley. And we set up a ski jump on 53rd Street with an airbag full of soap suds. And Johnny Mosley went down this ski jump into the airbag, and it was a lot of fun. A couple of years later, we tried the same idea with a snowboarder named Tara Dikides, but it had a different result. I was watching them set up this ski jump for Tara Dikides, and it dawned on me that some of the people involved were a little sketchy. And I got particularly concerned later in the day when I realized that instead of snow, they were just going to run a hose down the ski ramp and make it ice.
Now, this, I believe, is the one where you had the problem. Are you ready for this?
I have.
You've seen nothing of this then, right?
No.
Just some still photographs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I kind of hit the cameraman.
Yeah. You were not aware of the fact that when I saw something going wrong, I ran out there and tried to catch you. That was me.
What happened? Where were you?
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, so here we go now. This is your second attempt, and the trick
Okay.
we're doing is a what?
A backside 360.
Backside 360. All right, here we go. Let's watch this. Who is that guy?
See, he threw me off.
Oh my God! You see, that looks very, very bad. Very bad. Do you any of that come back?
Yeah, I remember the.
Yeah.
The workday could be stressful sometimes. And I think all of us in the American workforce would have a fantasy about bitching out our boss. And on occasion, Dave would encourage this for comedy. We had a series of people who would tell Dave what they really think. One of them was our scenic designer, Kathleen Ankers.
And here tonight with a fresh batch of hilarious new library books is our very own and beloved Peggy, the foul-mouthed CBS librarian.
Oh,
Hi, Peggy. How are you?
off, you illiterate faced bastard!
It's very nice to see you too, Peggy. Thank you for the books.
Shove the damn books up your you skinny overpaid dip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Peggy, the CBS librarian.
And then there was an actor named Jody Ebert, who we refer to as the fuck you guy.
Libby.
Hey!
What?
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry. Yes, sir?
I want to play.
Well, we're out of time.
Out of time? Yeah. You're out of time? I drove all the way here from Philadelphia. I paid $100 to park my car. I stood in that line for 2 hours, and now you tell me you're out of time?
Yeah.
Well, you!
Wait a minute.
And you! And you!
So maybe my favorite would be our cue card person, Tony Mendez, who would work himself up into a real frenzy and let Dave have it. And he used a word that we all loved, mamaracho.
Hey, Dave.
What?
Dave.
What? What is it, Tony?
Dave.
Tony Mendez, our cue card boy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you very
sir,
much.
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but did you see Morning Joe today?
Oh, the Morning Joe show on the Morning Joe program?
Yes. Ben Affleck was on.
Ben Affleck was on
Yes,
Morning Joe.
and he had very nice things to say about me, Tony Mendez.
No, I see what you're doing. That's very cute. But we all know that he's talking about the character in the movie Argo, whose name, coincidentally, is the same as yours. It's not you. There's no way, even if you took a hot iron and poked it up his nose, there is no way Ben Affleck would be talking about you on anywhere. I'm sorry, but it's...
No. It was me.
No.
It was me.
No.
It was me.
No.
Why can't you play along?
It's
okay,
not you.
That's the end of the
What?
monologue.
What?
I'm getting out of here, mamarracho. Estoy aburrido
wait a
de toda esta gente. Yo soy Tony Mendez. Y me voy para allá. No quiero saber nada.
So one of the best parts of the job was being a fanboy, getting to meet people you'd never ever thought in your lifetime you'd get to meet. And in this case, Paul McCartney. He was returning to the Ed Sullivan Theater. And somehow it evolved that Paul McCartney was going to be playing live on the marquee of the Ed Sullivan Theater. But what normally would have been sound check and the camera rehearsal was compromised because the police department didn't want crowds forming too soon and getting too big. And they insisted on a black curtain to be in front of Paul McCartney before he could rehearse. And at the end of the sound check, we got word that the city was shutting us down, which was pretty deflating considering how far we got. And it turned out that there was a police official whose father was on the original detail of the Beatles appearing in 1964 and wanted a picture with Paul McCartney. And magically, once that picture was approved, the curtain came down and we got to do Paul McCartney on the marquee of the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Thank you very much. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Paul. Paul McCartney, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. Great job. Thank you very much. And don't forget Angelo's Pizza, by God. That's it. We got to go. Craig Ferguson is next. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody. Beautiful.